Okay, guys. Mind y'all, I just told y'all on Facebook, I think, we're on live the other day, about, the friends that I've lost to suicide. And that's when I say suicide matters, I mean that. Like my friend, um, her name was Sydney. We were, we, she was a new student in the second grade, I think. I was new because I switched schools, and she was new and she came in the middle of the semester or the term. I think it was the term. That's what we call it back then. I think we got placed next to each other at one point because there was something that was like being done. You know how back in that like grade school they had like, like some days, activity days where they like planned ahead and so everyone's name were printed out. Okay, so it was one of those things that was like planned from the previous year. Basically, it was something where they had to sort out both of our paperwork together since we had not been at the school as long as the other students. So we got placed next to each other. And that's when we started talking. By then, I had already made friends. She did not know anybody. Okay. And when I say friends, like I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. We PG were different. We like that's what I'm saying. PG is like one big family. Well, not, you know what I'm saying. Like we like one big happy. We were like one big happily family in grade school. You know what I'm saying. Now we's a grown. Medea is one big happy family, but in grade school we was like family. So when I say friends, I'm just talking about the people in my class. But then I mean my friends. You know what I'm saying? Because not everyone in the class was necessarily actually from Prince George's too. So yes, that's how it worked. And anyway, so yeah, so like everyone is like, looking at me like, because just being rowdy, like making jokes like, Lola, we miss you, Lola, you know what I'm saying? Like, where'd you go? Like just making jokes. I think that was back before I went by Lola. Actually went by my full name, but so they're like Lola Day, Lola Day, Lola Day, But yeah. Meanwhile, so then this girl, Sydney, she's like looking at me and she's like, well, dang, they all love you. They all love you. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm like trying to explain to her. I'm like, they're all like, I'm like, no, I'm like here, like everyone just talks to each other. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, we're just playing around. Everyone's talk to each other. She's like, people didn't talk to me at my old school. And if I'm honest with you, I don't know, this is gonna sound so bad, but like my second grade 7-year-old ass, I almost started laughing in this girl's face when she said that because it was just like it was sad, it was just like, oh. And then I was like, I don't know if I asked her this or if I just looked at her a different kind of way. And she was like, I mean, that's not why I switched schools. She was like, I switched schools because the education there was terrible. And then I stopped laughing. I was like, oh yeah, we take academics like so seriously here. And I know, pause, freeze. I know people are like a little bit astounded by like the way I'm like speaking in this story. Okay. But mind you, like I said, everyone spoke to each other. So like I'm still like in my mind, I was thinking like, oh, lucky her. Like I'm one of the nerdier people in the class. Like if she said this to someone else, they would have probably laughed in her face because like it was like 50-50. Like the school took academics seriously, but the students, it was 50-50. So yeah. And this is my elementary school. Actually, this is most of all schools in Prince George's. But yeah. So I was like, yeah, like academics are super serious here. And then I think she like looked at me some tired away. And then she looked at everyone else and looked at what everyone else was doing. And she was like, yeah, doesn't look like it. And I was like, geez, like, Oh my gosh. And so I started laughing. And I was thinking, like, my friends were like, oh, Lode, what are you guys laughing about? We miss you. Come join us. What are you guys laughing about? What are you guys laughing about? And then she's like, oh, you guys? And I'm like, yeah. That's when I was like, yeah, see, here we talk to everybody. Everyone talks to everybody. And then yeah. I remember that like it was yesterday. Sorry, I got emotional. I handle my emotions weird, and it's a weird thing I have. I was just call it like a freaking like mental malfunction. I don't know what you want to call it. Like I be getting emotional, and like everything goes haywire, so it just looks like something's wrong, and everything's wrong because everything is wrong, and I am getting emotional. It's like, oh, I'm not glitching. I'm just getting emotional. I need to like keep telling myself that. So yeah. So then she starts talking to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, so you know a lot of people here, clearly." And she's like, "Yeah. So anyway, you know a lot of people here." so so yeah, so she's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking of starting this organization here because I just can't take the risk. I can't end up like with the education my last school is ending up. I'm starting an organization here, and we got to get as many people to join as we can." And I'm like, "Oh, that's when I'm like, oh, whoa there, slow down, send." Like, what do we need to send out exactly? Like, what do we need to? I think that's what I said. Actually, I was like, oh, well, maybe we could send people notes or something, or we could send it through email. She was like, and I was like, I don't know if we can ask everybody face to face throughout the day, just because the the situation might not be conducive to that. She was like, I think it would be easier if we just send everything through. Yeah, I think I said something like that. And so and so yeah. And then she's like, "You know what? You're right. You're right. I need to slow down. I'm going to wait and I'm going to feel people out." And she's like, well, not feel people out. I'm going to feel people out and see if they might be the type to join my organization. You're right. And she's saying it very much like, like based off of what I had told her. And I was like, "Well, no, I'm not sure yet. What's the organization about? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the best way to go about it is." And then I'm like, and she's like, "Wait, what?" She's like, "You actually want to know what it's about?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like if we're going to do this thing, I need to know what I'm about to be sending out to people." And then and I told you guys I was really shy, but it's just like being shy is different from like my personality, you know what I'm saying? The conversations I actually have with people, like a lot of my shy friends are the funniest people I know. Okay? So, yeah. I so then I'm like, "Yeah, if we're going to do this, like let's do this." You know what I'm saying? I'm all like, "Yeah, like so what is it about?" And then she gets nervous. And then I'm like, "What is it?" And she's like, "Well," she's like, she's like, "Now that I think about it, I don't know if y'all gonna like it here." And then she catches the attitude. I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "What do you mean we're not gonna like it here?" And I'm like, she's like, "No, it's just at my old school. They probably wouldn't have liked it, and now I'm starting to think that you guys probably wouldn't have liked it too." And I'm like, um, um, I'm like, no. I'm like, just at least, I was like, okay, but what if I like it? I still want to know. Like, you told me about it. I still want to know. And I'm like, and And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And then she's like, all right, I'm joking. I'll tell you what it is. And she's like, it's this thing. It's ran by my mom, okay? So don't laugh. It's ran by my mom. That's this thing. It's this group. It's called Destination Imagination. I know, totally lame. I know. I get it. Totally lame. So basically, you assemble a team and you solve challenges and you win prizes. That's what it is. That's what you got to do. And I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. Like, you know? And I'm like, how do we sign up? And she's like, well, you actually have to audition. And I'm like, audition? Oh. And then I'm like, okay, well. And then I think I might have made a joke. I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter how many people sign up. It matters how many people make it on the team. And I think I started laughing to myself or something like that. And then she just rolls her eyes. She's like, I guess. And I think like the activity started and we stopped talking. That was the first conversation we had. So, yeah. Fast forward, I ended up becoming a part of that organization for like the next. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because I'm just realizing how incredibly petty of a child I was. Because I remember, like, as soon as I saw the name, I thought it would be something that my mom would roll her eyes at. And, I was a devious little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just always like my goal, because I was like, in my head, and this is what Pearl and I had in common. We were like, in our heads, it was like, if we don't get past this one thing, then we're just never going to get anywhere. Okay, but now imagine that coming from a 7-year-old. So, like, that's what my mom and I were working on at the time. Her not rolling her eyes. Oh my god. So I was like, perfect. I'm gonna ask her to join this. She literally can't say no because I'm taking it. Y'all, it's just, that's what I'm saying. My life, like my childhood stories are so funny. Like, I swear they need to be a movie. No, it's just like everyone in my family, like my family, we're like notorious kind of for like laughing at family functions. So it's just like, I need to stop laughing. It's a bad habit. It's like a thing. It's an Amokawaii thing. So I was like, perfect. Now everyone's like, okay, now I see why she's a bully. Okay, frig. Okay. Anyway, my mom's the one who needed to not say no, not me. All right. So I was like, perfect. I'm definitely gonna talk to. I think I said it just like that too. I was like, I'm definitely gonna be speaking with my mother about this. Don't worry, you at least have one person ready to join your team. I think that's what I told the girl. So like literally from second grade to to ninth grade to my freshman year of high school, I was on the team. No, this is all in Prince George. It's actually, that's what I'm saying. And I remember like taking it and then reading it on the bus and then seeing like the championship team. I think it might have been Miami. It was like, because it was actually a nationwide competition. So it was a serious thing. It was a big deal. Again, my mom couldn't say no. So I But then I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, perfect. Like, if we win, I get to take on flights. I get to be flown out. My like seventh grade self, I mean, my like 7-year-old self, I was ready to get flown out. Shoot. I think it's probably around the time like my mom and dad taking their anniversary in Dubai. I was like, me too. I want to get flown out. And what about it? Like, I'm 7. Like, y'all, I'm not even gonna say what I would have said as a child to show y'all that I grew up, but let's just say you couldn't tell after my mom and dad vacation in Dubai without me, you really couldn't tell me anything. Like it was like you really couldn't tell me anything. Okay. Uh, um yeah, so I was like, yeah, so she really can't tell me no. She's out here flying to Dubai. What is she gonna say no to a trip to like, just a couple thousand miles down south? She's from the south anyway. Like that's what I was thinking in the second grade. I'm like, perfect. And I think in my head, I'm like, what's this girl's name again? I'm like, Sydney, perfect. That's gonna be my new best friend. Like I said, like I thought that. Um because I was really ready, okay, because I was like, wow. um yeah, but if you're are you following me here? Because if you're not following me, you got to be following me for me to like, what I'm saying. I got to make sure everyone is aboard before I take off on this next ride. That's the next part of the story. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is all me hyping myself up to go talk to my mom. Okay. um So yeah, I go home and I ask her about it. Naturally, before I even walk up, she rolls her eyes. And I'm like, perfect. This is exactly what we needed to talk about. Okay. And I think I think I stop and I go to like turn around or something, like all like fake sad or whatever. I don't even know what I did. And my mom's like, she's like, no. She's like, is that a paper in your hand? What's the paper? Let me see it. And then I just hand her the paper quietly. I just hand her the paper quietly. And she's like, she's like, what is this? This something that you think you want to do? And I'm like, well, actually, you have to audition first. So I don't even know if I can do it, with my like newfound attitude. And she's like, okay, fine. I'll put it on your schedule then. And then, and then she, and then she proceeds to do so. And then she takes me to the place to audition for this thing. Okay. I go to audition for this thing. I pull up, and it's this girl and her mom and a few other students there. That's when I realize her mom is not a person of, the same nationality as me and my family. And I'm like, oh, so it's a little bit awkward. So then my mom just looks at me. And then my mom starts looking at me because it was my idea. And I'm like, oh, oopsie. And then I'm like, whatever. I'm like, we have to audition. So like, regardless, it's fine. Either they want me here or they'll kick me out. It's fine. So then I'm like, I just sit down, I take a seat, and I'm sitting down. I go through this audition thing. I make the team. It's me and a select few people. Congratulations. We make the team. And it turns into a 9-year commitment. Until I know, for everyone else, most people were on the team up until they graduated high school. I was the one who went off and switched schools randomly. Randomly, after my first year of high school. Okay. So, yeah. But I have so many stories behind those competitions, like you guys don't even know. Like, for those of you who don't know, that was like my first introduction to nerd camp. Okay. Yes, I was one of those girls that went to nerd camp. Okay. So if you want to hear more about it, comment, let me know. I'll let y'all know all about Destination Imagination. Yeah. But honestly, that's not the story that I came here to tell. That's not what I came here to talk about. I totally got so distracted. That's the backstory. I was actually telling a really sad story because this is the friend that introduced me to this team. This is the friend that ended up. We all say it was suicide because we like to believe that, people are conscious until, they take their last breath. But she died of a drug overdose, you know? So, yeah. And I was telling that story to say that she was a very smart girl, a very wise girl. You know what I'm saying? She, she, ooh, she put me on to a lot of things. Like I said, I was on the team. I was basically on the team with her and her mom. I was a part of her family for 7 years. 7 years, y'all. 7 years we did that. So I got to know her well. Our friendship varied throughout the years to until close to the end. We barely even spoke to each other anymore. And then I found out that she died of a drug overdose. So, yeah.